Aora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of Hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a Watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
Pretty good recap of the first game.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times. But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. That maybe the gods weren't finished with us. I used to dream that when my God came back, he would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
Death at the beginning.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death. Follow your memories. You have been here before.
You have seen past the shroud. You are a Watcher now, and a Watcher you will stay.
A Watcher sees souls, knows their pasts, and the souls see them back.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked?
The gods aren't real, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? that their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
The wheel has turned again, Watcher. Come.
A clever way to introduce your character through reincarnation. Long load screens.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches. The creases of the dwarf's face tighten into a smile as he gives you a courteous nod.
Yes, they're here.
Sit. Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
The gaunt woman seated at the table is clad in time-worn black armor that seems too massive for her to move in. A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Okay, so this is where we normally get to choose which kind of history played out in the first game. Going from giving souls back to the wheel, etc., etc. The wheel being the reincarnation cycle. We are going to actually import my character from the first game. Good old Bulgarian.
Does everything appear to be in order?
And we'll see how my decisions
Good.
play out in this world.
Welcome
as well.
to the Beyond. I am Berath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction. The gods offered you boons in exchange for resolving the Hollowborn crisis. What did you do with the souls?
I disintegrated those souls.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met? You did.
She places a card on the table, showing a tall tower with the gods' constellations arrayed around it in the sky. She places a card in the middle of the arrangement, a bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aothus stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him.
Am I dead?
No, but neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
I've had enough of dealing with the gods. All of you. Why should I care about any of this?
Did you care for the souls of the Deerwood who clung to you as they stumbled blindly through the in-between? You are a beacon to all of the lost, Watcher. Your soul gleams as brightly to them as Audra itself.
For a moment, there is a glint in the blackness of her eyes. A flash of wondrous recollection.
Those who have fallen in Aothus's wake are trapped inside him still. If you will not help them, who will? Of course, if that doesn't convince you, I can always return you to the wheel and find someone else to pursue him.
Let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Excellent. Moving into the character creation. Alright. A woman's role in Eora is largely dependent on where she is from. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule. Women can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. You know, I believe this is going to be pretty standard across everything, as far as men and women are concerned. Why are we concerned with that? The Amawa. The mighty Amawa are the largest of the Kith races, and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as the Rautai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. Nice +2 microphone. By the way, Kith in this universe is a reference to all intelligent races. Considering there's so many of them, the term human doesn't rightly apply to that. By virtue of land covered and numbered of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in the Direwood, the Valian republics, and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. My last playthrough was with a dwarf. I very well may do so again. Elves are the dominant race in Irglanfa, and the white that wins and are extremely common in the Direwood and Nadir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as commonly isolationist nature. They look fantastic in this game. Really enjoyed the models so far. The godlike are children of the Kith, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Apparent head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Humans are the most common race in the Direwood and Adir Empire, Old Valia in the Valian Republics. Though not as large as the towering Almawa, humans are known for their strength and willpower. I apologize, some of these names don't always, roll off the tongue. Orlons are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hairsuit bodies. Orlons are commonly found in Irglinfath, the Ixametal Plains, and parts of the Direwood. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp sense. They're like the halflings of this world, I would say. I think we're gonna go dwarf this game. Most boreal dwarves live in the remote southern island of Nastique, where they share the rocky tundra and snow-covered forest with migratory pale elves and the coast-hugging ship of Alma. Like their northern cousins, Enutanani, share an instinctive love of exploration. Boreal dwarves are most commonly encountered in the White That Winds, or the southern reaches of the Deadfire archipelago, and are only rarely seen in other lands. In boreal dwarf lands, primordial creatures and wilder, such as ogres, skulders, trolls, have long preyed on hunters. Generations of conflict have given the boreal dwarves an increased chance to graze against them rather than miss. What does graze give us? Yep, we're gonna roll with the mountain. Would you like to be a single-class or multi-class character? Single-class characters are entirely focused on their chosen class. They gain access to higher-level powers more quickly. Multi-class characters can select powers from two classes, but gain access to higher-level powers more slowly, and cannot access their class's highest-level powers. I've always been a fan of the warrior mage. I'm also a purist and I enjoy warriors as is. I know it's a little boring. This playthrough though, I think we're going to have a little fun and do warrior mage. So in classes, we're going to have barbarian, chanters, ciphers, druids, fighters, monks, paladins, priests, rangers, rogues, and wizards. I believe the best course of action will be to go with fighter. Most common characters I play are generally going to be this kind of class, just straight brawlers. Someone to get right in the mix of it. They completely redid the skill trees this game. There's so much to go through here, but we'll be going through it as we play through. Tons of stuff, man. This is quite overwhelming, to be honest with you. It requires discipline. Unbroken fighters are glaciers of the battlefield, slow-moving, almost indestructible and dangerous to circumvent. Often underestimated for their lack of mobility, the Unbroken have laid low countless foolhardy opponents on the battlefield. Unbroken academies tend to be somber, serious places, most common in similarly somber, serious nations such as the Adir and Radsaris. Where is this? Direwood's neighbor to the north. Radsaris is a nation firmly rooted in the Ethosian faith, a fervor that took hold during the events of the Saints' War and remains even after the apparent death of Eothas. Fighters of the Black Jacket Academies pride themselves on being skilled with a wide variety of weapons. Though the original school was founded in the Direwood, many sister academies have sprung up across the Eastern Reach and old empires. Former students of the Black Jacket often wear black brigadine as a sign of fellowship. The devoted are dedicated to the pursuit of a single weapon to the exclusion of all others. They are so attuned to the techniques of their chosen arms that other weapons feel bizarre and alien to them. Because of their extreme specialization, devoted academies often consist of a single master or a tiny cadre of like-minded disciples. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Unbroken. Good old knockdown. It was one of my favorite moves in the first game. Battle Mage. The masters of academic magic, wizards are students of arcane traditions that stretch back beyond the boundaries of recorded history. Wizards are a highly organized group, often forming academies or guilds devoted to research and development in magical studies, and tend to favor environments where inquiry, experimentation, debate, and the dissemination of knowledge are encouraged. Many accomplished wizards eventually become known for their eccentricity, their egos, and their unquenchable interest in all things arcane and occult. Swashbuckler has me interested, though. Rogues are vicious killers, feared for the brutality of their attacks. They can be found as often in dark back alleys as the heart of battlefield skirmishes. Though they're unpredictable and undisciplined, rogues are commonly used as shock troops or as part of surprise assault. Their withering attacks break enemy ranks and morale. Rogues tend to congregate in large numbers in cities, where they can be steadily employed as mercenaries or hired muscle. I just don't care for these skills that much. Stealth has never been my game. I'm gonna go with the wizard. Yeah, it's just gonna be a mess going forward for anyone I come across. I don't think we're gonna get into any of these. Fan of Flames would be a nice move to start her off with. Creates a cone of fire in front of the caster, causing burn damage to anyone in the area of effect. gonna have to go with Ghost Blaze. It's looking a little better. We're gonna give ourselves a good bit of might. Constitution. Partner left, alright. I think we can live with these stats. Let's continue forward. Where do I hail from? Okay. Let's break these down because this will give a good explanation of some of these regions. The Aedir Empire is one of the most prominent old empires of the West. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. The nation of Aedir is at its heart and house the majority of its human and elven populace. Aedir was once a powerful colonial force, but the loss of Ritzeris and Direwood reduced its stature. Apologies about that. My sound card has issues sometimes. The Deadfire Archipelago marks the eastern edge of the Moon World, dominating, populated by island Amua, who make up the tribes of the Huana. The chain of hundreds of islands spans thousands of miles. The Deadfire contains myriad climates and biomes that are home to a bewildering array of creatures. The last century has brought ambitious colonial traders, explorers, and pirates to the Deadfire, but travel east of the archipelago is blocked by the destructive storms of Andra's Mortar. Legends among the Huana speak of an ancient cataclysm that devastated their people thousands of years ago. Details of this event have been lost to time, but Huana storytellers claim that it destroyed everything they had built, sinking even the greatest of their cities beneath the waves. Located north of Ritzeris is the Eastern Reach. The Ixamiddle Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by its savanna folk and Orlan residents. The Ixamiddle culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic. Having spread out little over the past several thousand years, Ixamiddle society places a strong emphasis on learning and scholarship and honors their philosophers and literati. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now crumbling remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the Old Valia countries are still forced to be reckoned with and proud of their rich cultural heritage. The southernmost of the old empires, Old Valia suffered a similar fate to their northern neighbors, the Adrians. In losing their most prosperous colonial territories, the Valan republics, many Old Valans in the Deadfire Archipelago are associated with the Principessa and Petrini, a vast coalition of pirates. The powerful naval kingdom of Ruatai is dominated by coastal Amua and ruled by Ranganui. Currently the most prosperous of the old empires, Ratuai has expanded aggressively into the Deadfire Archipelago to secure natural resources that are scarce in their native storm-torn land. Though folk, dwarves, and Orlans can be found in Ratuai, most are merchants or remnants of the old kingdoms. Rautai are conquered when they seized power a century ago. Legends say that the Rautanians, that is a name right there, came to their lands from the Deadfire Archipelago in the wake of a terrible cataclysm. but the details of that event have been lost to time and the imagination of storytellers. The Living Lands is the mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable, and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial independent settlements. The White That Wins. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the White That Wins is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from sea or prey upon others to survive. Perception, might, constitution, intellect, resolve, dexterity, and another resolve. We're going to go with dexterity because I really wanted to have 10 to make myself average, and I didn't have that. My job could have been an aristocrat, a clergy, drifter, explorer, hunter, laborer, mercenary, merchant, raider, slave. You know, I'm gonna go with explorer just because it's kind of the heart and soul of what I believe my guy's about. The weapons I'm gonna be using are going to be it's best if I go with saber. I really want to be a... Oh, flail would be cool. Wand, rod, scepter. Let's go with wand, see how that goes too, right? Ah, the same portrait from the first game. You know, I don't mind rocking that again. We're gonna fix him up. Look real good, though. We're gonna make him look really nice. Let's go with a nice, favorite color. Give him green. We'll go, Ooh, too... nice dark green, that looks good. Secondary, come on, yeah. Nope, it's not pants. Let's go dark black or something like that, or brown. I'm colorblind, so yeah, I'm not good at picking colors. Can't see anything. It's just the reality of it. There. Oh. Let's go nice, yeah. Look a little better. Look a little better. There's 2 colors in the hair? How? What is this? We'll go with that. nice. They got some slick hairstyles this game. Very cool. Looks like Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. Oh! They're all so ugly. Oh! It's really ugly. You're the winner. Give me a beard first. I hate this braided beard. Oh, that is not a smile for the ages. Oh, this is so rough looking. You know what? I'm gonna end up going with that same damn beard. That is just the cold, hard reality of it. Oh, that is the reality. That is like... You know what? I'm gonna be one smooth-looking son of a bitch.
Quick and quiet.
Let's go.
Finish them!
Charge!
Go forth now, Watcher, as my herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald. It will not harm you unless you choose to cross me. I trust it will not come to that.
Her gauntleted hand gestures to the dwarf, hovering nearby. The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
It appears my time in the wheel is over. It could only be so long in this time, though. Scariest staircase to walk on ever. I don't know why one would do it. I suppose when you're dead, you have nothing left to fear. Oh, Peter.
The return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
Who are you?
Me? You don't remember?
Adair points at his face, which he seems to be arranging into his most recognizable expression. Receiving no response, he shrugs.
I'm the captain of this boat. And I was real big back in Deerwood. Had this keep called Cadnua. I was famous. And I was what you'd call a watcher. I'd go around talking to dead folks and creeping out just about everyone who saw.
He holds up his hands with fingers curled to mimic claws.
You're just some farmer. Likes to follow me around. Take most of the beating for me when we get attacked. Don't worry, it'll all come back.
Very funny.
Ah, see? You remember. Anyway, you didn't answer my question. How you feeling?
Alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cadnua.
Cadnua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul. And proximity to it has brought you back.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
He pokes at your shoulder with one finger.
Misfortunes brewing topside, we... Migrants fires the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Captain.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
Yes, yes. The wardrobe. We shall search it. This'll do.
All right. Now make some use of it.
Grimoires allow wizards to cast spells they have not yet learned. To cast the spells in a grimoire, it must be equipped in the wizard's grimoire slot. A wizard can quickly switch between grimoires in combat by placing additional grimoires in their quick item slots. To view spells in a grimoire, right-click on it or click the blank icon in the inventory and click on the grimoire. Yes, yes, yes. Much good, much good.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you deal with them quickly.
Yes, yes. Pirates to be dealt with. Another day to be saved. This is simple work for role carrying. Not just simple work. Work I enjoy and look forward to. At least the music continues to play. Where would we be without this fantastic score?
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm?
A surly, brutish-looking captain stands stiff-backed before his crew. He scowls as he assesses you, his hair whipping about his ears in the wind.
I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune.
The captain shrugs in the sheeting rain before pinning you with a slow, murderous grin.
Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
Oi! Fuck you! Adir smiles like he's just seen an old friend. What is this disposition's business? You gained a reputation in disposition. Dispositions represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations sometimes bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Etc., etc.
Always like that one. Sometimes I like to wiggle the finger like it's tickling.
Oh, I like your spirit.
He laughs long and loud over the din of the howling rain. Then he sobers, instantly, his face a mask of rage.
But that won't spare you none.
I don't hope
Listen
it
up,
will.
mates.
His neck cracks as he addresses his crew.
I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You heard, Benwick!
Alright. Ready to fight then. Let's see here. Where are my abilities? Let's give them the good old spells. No. Let's do the spell, then we'll wait.
Defend the ship!
Positioning is important in this game. You can't be letting them attack you from behind and flank you. So like this guy right here, I'm gonna give him the good old knockdown. Blah! Oh, immune to it. That is impressive. Ah, look at that. Let's give this guy, let's try and give him a good knockdown, yeah? Ah, he's about to get the brute power. These pirates never stood a chance.
Storm's picking up! Take cover!
You've defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles toward you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chidupek, one of your deckhands, off his feet. The Defiant heaves. Chidupek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters at the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize it likely contains the salvage of Cadnua, your keep. People over items, always. You grab Chidupek's arm just as his grip fails. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back onto deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Cadnua is gone. Chidupek, meanwhile, nods in great gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm has nearly driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Iothas striding into the distance. The lookout barely has time to shout out a warning before the Defiant runs aground. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle toward the beach just ahead, even as the surf tugs you toward the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse.
You look so peaceful with your face in the sand.
Adir runs his fingers through his hair and removes a strand of seaweed he finds lodged there. He examines it closely and then tosses it into the sand.
If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there.
He points out the Defiant, despite it being difficult to miss from your vantage point.
So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
A deer nods towards something further up the beach.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lord. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
Your steward appears to be lodged between some rocks. Despite this, her tone is warmly cheerful. Where are we?
Don't know, but it's real pretty.
Difficult to say for certain. The Deadfire is spotted with islands. Is that if the storm hasn't spun us round entirely, I'd say we're in charted waters. I believe the Valian Trading Company operates in the region. Hence that little visit from that wretched pirate captain.
Any help here, Barath? There is no reply, save for the calling of gulls and the constant crash of the water upon the shore.
I'd shout for Aethys, but I'm worried he'd hear me and come over.
Well, what do we do now?
It is your decision, but Aethys still holds a piece of your soul. He was moving inland last I saw of him. I rather think he will have been hard to miss.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
Me neither.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lord, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
I squint dramatically while looking out at the ocean. I've returned as the Herald of Barath. I'm on a special mission to find Eothas and learn what his plans are.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lord, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
I would hope so, my lady.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go. You're gonna be a swashbuckler, my friend. Look at that, a battle mage and a swashbuckler just hanging out.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it.
Damn, I'm sorry, homie. I just want you to know I didn't want it this way. But I'm not gonna let all these people's stuff go to waste. They're dead. They can't use it. I may feel bad, but that's the way she goes.
Burns yet. Is that ye?
Eld Ingram appears to be in sound condition. Though his wax jacket is soaked through, he appraises you with bleary-eyed amusement.
You woke just in time for the fun. Fighting off motherless raiders one moment, flung into the freezing depths of Ondra's bosom the next.
Ingram's eye twitches as he flashes a smile, notable for its extraordinary absence of teeth.
Aye. Magran learns us poor bastards that a little excitement's good for the heart.
The last Magranite to travel with me almost went mad because of his goddess's trials.
Aye, but almost mad ain't fully mad. Ah, old Durance. The goddess shan't forge another like him in our lives, Captain.
How do you know of Durance?
There's nae getting the ship back underway without repairs. Yonder road inland seems the best chance of that. You want to be kicking some of the corpses before you go, see if some cry out. We need a crew if we're to set sail. A fine way to stretch your legs after such a long sleep, I'd say.
Ingram's eye twitches again, the lid drooping as he nods, in affirmation of his own wisdom. You're still drunk, aren't you?
Dry as kindling, Watcher.
His beard provides some cover for his smile, but his eyes twinkle playfully. I'll go see if I can find anyone else.
Good. I'll start a fire.
He
A
nods.
right proper fire to thank Magran for all her trials.
Yes, yes, you do you.
Huh? Right.
Durance was perhaps one of the best characters in the first game. He, provided the comedy relief, essentially.
Mind the boars, Watcher. I can't hold them back.
What do you mean, boars?
It is good to see you well, Watcher. I believe the boars were hoping for easy meat.
Chittipet greets you with a relieved nod and checks the pistol at his hip.
The bosun, Beadle, is in that cave over there. Ran in after a boar. Stubborn old dwarf.
So why are you out here?
I was able... I remained here, hoping he would return quickly. He has not.
I shall look for Beadle.
I will make for the campfire. I must get this pistol cleaned if it's going to be of any use. Be careful in there, Captain.
Yes, yes.
Suey. Suey.
Silly pig. Hit him with the ghost blades.
Sure.
A good pig is a dead pig. A pig to be eaten.
Didn't think death would be so boring.
Well, life is so fun. Did you think the next part would be any better? I'd be honest with you.
I've got it.
Well, I would love a hat.
Help! Somebody! Per con Blanca!
The Defiant is looking far worse for wear after its unexpected landfall. The hull has splintered in several places along the keel, while the tattered sails stand as evidence of your battle with the pirates. The deck of the Defiant is well out of reach from here. The ship groaned like a beached whale each time the waves roll in, but it doesn't seem to be listing further. You may be able to climb up. I'm an athletic son of a bitch. Let's scale the hull by hand. It's a watcher only check? Cool. You climb nimbly up the side of the ship and reach the top without so much as breaking a sweat. A deer is not far behind, pulling himself up and over the railing beside you. Huzzah! What is wrong, my lady?
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought.
The sheen of sweat on her brow and the wan cast of her features belies Irina's casual greeting.
It's my leg, Matico. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Irina's leg bears a bloody gouge along the length of her shin, and the swelling around her knee suggests a nasty break. I'll patch you up as best I can, but you'll want to stay off the leg as much as possible.
I wasn't planning on going for a run, Casita.
Irina watches you work with obvious relief. Once you're through, she gives the leg a tentative stretch.
It still hurts, but I can manage from here. Agrasima, have you found any of the others yet?
Just look for the campfire.
I'll save you a spot.
Yeah, damn straight you will. And get a s'mores going for me. I don't like cooking them myself. I like them to have them ready.
On it.
And we're down. grapple hook. How pleasant. Alright, he was speaking of a cave. Perhaps... Oh, there it is. Sea cave. Let's go in there and rescue our friend, shall we? We're going to take just a quick break real quick.
I guess we're not the first to head this way.
I've got it. Enemies ahead. Enemies ahead. Take them down. Right. I've got it.
Could be a fight.
Let's go. Sure. I've got it. I'll get it open. Done. Yeah? Right. Will do. Take him down.
machine doing out here by himself in a cave anyway? Collecting his thoughts? Of course. That art looks about as good as it smells at this point. Yeah? Sure.
Damned pirates! Andra, take your scabrous souls for fish food.
Bayadol! Still alive and calling everybody scabrous, I see. Well, now we got a bosun. Just need a boat.
Adair! And I see that corpse we've been carting around is looking a slight more sprightly. Good to see the two of you, but mind your step. I've got myself in a spot of trouble. Been trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison. Well, they sting something fierce, so mind yourself.
Uh-huh. Worth a look. Hmm? I got it. Huh?
Keeping quiet.
Will do. On it. Mm-hmm. Found something. I've got it. Worth a look. Will do. Found something.
Ah, bless you, Lord. Would have been a sorry way to go. Caught up in a dead pirate's trap. It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. You find anyone else? Then I'll head that way myself. See you on the beach, Captain.
Sure.
keeping an eye out. That looks like something.
Will do.
Right.
Hey.
Oh, I've had my mic muted this whole time. I'm silly for that. There we go. But anyways, continuing on. The fast runner, I think, would be the best occasion for this. Holy shit. Alright, let's just burn through this guy. He's got to do the bluff. And he's gonna rock mechanics. Adir was one of my favorite party members in the first game, so I have no problem sticking with him again. Oh, Adir, you're a great character. Thrash this skeleton. He's got this coming, man. I know. And sorry, buddy. You don't even get in on this. Oh, shit. Don't forget to loot that dead body over there. I know that's exactly what you want to do, man. Stick your hands all over some dead things. It's great, isn't it? The things I ask you to do in the name of being awesome. You get good stuff. I'll let you keep it. You gotta wear a goofy hat. Just like me.
This looks great. Of course.
A bat? That's what we got.
Sure.
On it.
Huana Mahi. What is this going to? The waters here glow in eerie blue, and the cave glistens with reflected light. You can just make out an opening in the cavern wall to the northwest where the water flows onward. The tunnel seems to extend a short distance before turning sharply, but you cannot see where it leads. I'm strong and I believe in myself. This is what I stacked for. Swim through them. The tunnel seems to extend a short distance before turning sharply, but you cannot see where it leads. Brave it, homie. Each taking a last gulp of air at the surface, your party swims into the tunnel, following the cavern wall as it bends. Partway through, Vulcarian starts to lag behind. Panic sets in as the remaining distance becomes clear. Adir returns to help, pulling Vulcarian towards safety. You come up into what appears to be another smaller cavern, where sunlight streams in from an opening in the stone.
Of course. Hey. Sure.
Told him not to bring that thing in there. Didn't like the look of it one bit. But no one daren't speak poor of his precious animancy tech.
The ghostly figure paces the length of the small outcropping with quick, deliberate steps, muttering to herself all the while. Her long cape flaps while with a wind that blows from the in-between.
Special gift from his contact, he says. Now it's acting all weird. Gives me the damn creeps. You feel it too, right? Like it's looking straight through you?
She turns, piercing purple eyes on you. She shakes her head and resumes her pacing.
Came out here to get away. Couldn't stand it staring at me anymore. Then... Oh, my memory's fuzzy. Anyway, you want a Benwifts? Haven't seen you for, but he's been bringing all sort of new folks on lately. Can't hardly keep track.
I don't know how to tell you this, Spirit, but you're dead.
Spirit? Wait a tick, is that why everything's all grey? Hell, that explains some things. And here I thought maybe I just bonked my head. Look, maybe we should stick together. Feels right, you know? What with you being the only other thing around and all. I can give you a hand with, spirity stuff.
You know what? Stick with me, homie. I'll get you back to the wheel.
I tell you, mate, I'd take anything over this endless grey. Even Remagon's frosty arse crack.
The spirit tries to give you a friendly pat on the shoulder, but her hand passes right through you. Unperturbed, she grins and walks along beside you.
Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that.
A pistol. And a stun bomb. Whatever's clever.
Yeah?
Foul, briny stench rises from the sodden crates, their contents rotten.
Sure.
Ugh. Back into the caves. No, we're gonna swim through, my friends.
Sure.
I wonder what this spirit can do for me. We've been there. Check that out. Yo, I think we actually hit this whole place. What's up? I don't think I even meant to do it. Good job, Adir. Okay. So many spirits nearby. Is there a place I have missed over here? I do not believe so. I do believe it is time to go back to the campfire, however. Ugh, that statue's creeped me out since the first game. I care not to be by it.
I'll boil up some water. We'll have a spy at that leg of yours.
Should have seen me with that barrel, Engrim. I showed it who's boss.
Magrin gives some of us simpler trials than others. Good news, Captain. I found some supplies must have washed ashore.
Oh, yeah?
Even better. I've located some spirits. The mundane kind, I mean. Nothing that requires your talents, Watcher.
His eyes twitch and twinkle in delight. Have you seen any other survivors?
Not a one. We've come away from this one limping, Captain, but we live to see the next battle through.
What do you think we should do?
It's just the lot of us now, Captain. You'd best head into town, see about supplies and repairs.
Fine.
Well, don't see
I
why
see
not.
how it is.
What a mess. We'll be needing help getting the...
No. Apparently, y'all aren't gonna help me. I gotta do all the work. So I'm gonna sell your shit. It's not personal. It's kind of personal. But don't worry. I'm morally good. Just, it's gray. Everything has flowed so well together so far, and I really like how they've done the magic system. Oh, this is like, if y'all ever played Sid Meier's Pirates, this seems very simple. In the distance, you see a simple wagon. The angle at which it rests on the road, one side jutting above the other, suggests that it has been damaged or disabled. Even from your vantage, that you can make out kith milling around it. Let us sneak to observe closer. As you near the cart, you make out a group of red-surround pilgrims in rough spun linens and cottons. A single draft horse stamps on the ground impatiently, as two of the pilgrims argue over the front right wheel, which seems hopelessly stuck in the mud. One of the pilgrims notices you. Her step back draws the attention of the other, and a man in well-worn gambeson steps forward. The weight of a deep concern hangs on his face. Did the dreams bring you here as well? The other pilgrims look to you with a mix of apprehension and hope. Of course, why else? The older pilgrim's mouth opens in amazement. You hear a gasp from other. They look to each other, excitement in their eyes. Praise him, the old man cries out. We are not alone. We had the dreams too. We saw the 3 stars sailing through the sky, piercing the black of a storm cloud. Figured it must be him, Eothas, calling to us, so we came here to the place we saw in our dreams. The pilgrims look around, matching their sleeping memory to the present. We saw the giant pass with 3 stars on his brow, but he sighs and gestures to the wagon stuck in the mud. Sad to say, we could not follow him. Wheel stuck as stuck gets. None of us are strong enough to lift the corners up to get something under it. More than one of us tries, and we just get in each other's way. The other pilgrims nod and stretch, suddenly remembering their aching bodies. Let me take a look. A brief inspection reveals that the wagon is undamaged, but the wheel is stuck fast in the mud. We have some wood, the old man says as he gestures to the back of the wagon. If we can get the wheel up, we can slide that neath it. Inside the wagon, you can see several planks of wood. A small box of valuables sits to the side. One of the younger Dawn Stars looks at you, eyes wide. Reckon you can lift it? Attempt to lift the corner of the wagon. You square yourself to the wagon's corner, squat deep, and wrest the reel from the mud with a grunt. A young Dawn Star stands in shock for a moment, but reacts in time to thrust a thick board underneath the wheel. It takes the better part of an hour to lay down a safe path for the wagon to roll free of the mud. You and the Dawn Stars you've roped into work glisten with sweat, but they laugh happily, singing songs of praise for Eothas. By the way, Eothas, since he's going to be the villain, I feel like I should read this. God of rebirth, redemption, dawn, spring, and light, traditionally shown as a man bearing a candle and wearing a silver crown, believed to have possessed the body of the Radstern farmer Waidwin during the Saints' War, and been destroyed along with Waidwin at the end of the war. He recently reformed his essence in the statue of Maros Nua beneath Cad Nua. This is in the process of pulling himself from the Endless Pass, he destroyed the castle and left the Watcher of Cad Nua at the brink of death. That would be me. Hours have passed. Smiling, their leader presses a small pouch of coins into your hand. We appreciate the help. Without you, who knows how long we would have been stranded out here. They begin to prepare their wagons as you take your leave. It's 15 silver fitting. I believe that is a good trade. The old man calls out as you go. Take care of yourself and your soul, traveler. Wherever you've come from Eothas or not, we know in our hearts that he has come for us. Map is so much cleaner than the last game. Oh, I cannot wait to fight a tentacle monster or creatures coming from the deep. Can the game get so enjoyable? That is some great art.
Hey.
Let's see what's around here.
Better see what that crowd's about.
What if the giant comes this way?
Please, everyone stay calm.
The man at the center of attention appears to be fielding inquiries from both the gaggle of townsfolk gathered around the platform and a rather standing just beside him.
Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need. Our friends among the Huana
have offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
Yes, yes. I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
What about our families?
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves? If everyone would...
As Clario's gaze sweeps across the crowd, it falls upon you, where it remains. A few more heads turn to see what has caught the governor's attention.
It's one of the pirates!
At this alarmed cry, the whole of the crowd turns to regard you. A startled, expectant hush falls upon the gathering throng. My ship ran aground just south of here. I need help.
2 of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your ship,
I assume.
The crowd quiets somewhat at that, though you still find yourself the target of a few glares.
That would make him lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
The woman regards you with bland curiosity.
Quite.
Look, I just need some repairs and I'll be on my way.
Per complanca, everyone, forgive me. I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you apprised of any changes. Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles. You are distracted with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Geralde. As for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
Okay.
We can go see the governor in the morning.
Accept the light, and you shall be redeemed.
A woman shouts, arms raised high and wide. In each hand she grips a golden candle. The flames gutter wildly as she gestures to the crowd before her. The missionary holds a candle to drip wax in the shape of 3 stars on the forehead of each kneeling worshiper. One of them stumbles back, swiping the hot wax from his skin.
Se futito! Madicchio! I did not sign up to be burned!
The priestess trembles her arms, face pinched with disappointment. In the warm sea breeze from the port, loose strands of her sun-streaked hair whip about her head like a living halo.
This flame is not for purification. It is for illuminating the darkness. Sanctification comes only as a result of your journey. But the light will guide your way.
She tilts her face towards the sky, eyes shut. She drags a shaky hand of dribble wax across her own brow.
Aethys has returned at last, but it's not too late to redeem ourselves.
As surely as my fingers are webbed, I tell you, gone, never left.
Despite her contrary words, the Huana woman shrugs, accepting the golden wax.
Sakes alive, Wanglith. Ain't we got more pressing matters to attend to than a baptism?
Arms crossed over her chest, a shorter, duskier woman watches the ritual with an ordinary set-up expression, her delicate chin jutted up.
We just missed one of the biggest reapings of all time. What about the souls that need us?
As she steps forward, she reaches for a peculiar-looking lantern strapped to her hip.
Do not push me on this, you wayward child. You'd leave the living forlorn to service the dead?
Rather than discouraging the other Dawn Star, the accusation seems to kindle a stubbornness inside her. Shoulders set, she grins.
Here, I'll light them all at once.
Metal clanking, she sways an eerily lit lantern in an intricate pattern before her. The priestess bites her lip, swinging harder and faster, lithe arms hurtling the weapon with a deceptively hidden strength, until she thrusts it hard outward toward the crowd, splattering everyone with wax. Well, that's one way to do it.
Hell yeah, it is. I call that the...
Grinning, she turns to get a good look at you and promptly chokes.
Are you by any chance looking to help the people I saw die in my dreams?
She ducks her head, cheeks flushed pettily.
I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism. I surely do. I already asked him to let me inland on account of my dreams that came true. But he's not giving out the location of the Audra Pillar.
You're not permitted, child, because it's too dangerous.
Yet I hear you all the time, Wanglith.
Elder Adir glowers nearby.
Gon's been calling me here. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help you. Swear on my soul.
Who's gone?
Gon's a smidge of darkness in the light. He was the part of Aethys who divined the dignity of dying and the return journey to life.
Gone is an aspect of Eothas associated with death and harvest. His implements are symbolically important. The sickle reaps what is sowed in life, and the lantern guides the deceased down their intended paths of death and rebirth. It is generally believed that Gon, instead of Barath's avatars, visits those who embrace death with acceptance and understanding. His most fervent devotees are known as the Harvesters of Gon. Gon is an answerer of wrongs and imbalances. This has contributed no small part to Direwood's enthusiasm for vigilante justice. Popular regard for Gon is polarized. He is appreciated, feared, and characterized by a grim sense of finality. Why do you want to go inland?
There are souls needing their last rites. I ought to shine them the light, else they might get lost.
Enough nonsense, Jyoti. No one knows if anyone's even died. You've no business going in there, risking your own safety, risking our mission.
Wanglith, you guide the living and I guide the dead. Gon bids it and I dreamed it. Leave it be. We all serve our purposes. So what's yours?
What do you think? Biting at her bottom lip, she looks you up and down. A pleased sound leaves her throat.
I think I know what you are.
Her brow raises in a sort of challenge.
If you're looking to talk to the governor, I might guess you're thinking to go inland. If so...
She jiggles her lantern in a nervous gesture.
Watcher, will you take me with you?
A fine proposition. I'd enjoy the company of a priestess.
I know an offer rare as hen's teeth when I hear it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
She beams brightly.
You won't regret this.
She steals a shy glance at Adir.
Hey.
Adir half nods without looking in Zodi's direction. He seems suddenly focused on something in the distance. A tad too eagerly, she saunters close beside you.
At least take care, child. Come back to us in one piece. If not for my sake, then Samhain's.
The older priestess sighs, shaking her head.
So don't tell her. What the High Priestess doesn't know won't hurt her.
Grinning, Zodi waves her brethren a curt parting. She's gonna be a pure priest. I believe that's fair.
Yeah? Of course. Can we talk?
Sweet. We will definitely talk here, don't worry. I do wish Aloth was here. He was my wizard companion in the first game. He was a good guy. A bit crazy, but a good guy. I do regret his absence so far.
Sorry, we haven't any rooms for you. Guessing you're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. Not sure if that's good luck or bad, but here, I figure you deserve a drink.
He slides a murky pint of ale across the counter towards you. Thanks, but what's this about the rooms?
We're full up. You aren't the first outsider to turn up looking for a place to stay after their ride off the island ended up at the bottom of the sea.
He pauses, fixing you with the considering eye.
Well, tell you what. I've got one room ought to have been cleared out by now. Only the occupants decided to outstay his welcome. Real trouble is, he hasn't settled his bill. He's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. I've given him a fair chance, but he's been a right prick about the whole thing. I've got a spare key here. You chase him and his pals off, and the room's yours. At a discount. I appreciate it, too. I don't want the man dead, and that's not what I'm paying for. Just see him on his way and we'll call it done.
With a final nod, he turns away. Alright. Where's this room?
Crew's getting antsy.
Oh man, the sound is just fantastic in this.
I've got it. On it.
Alright, let's get in there. I need to make sure which is the proper controls for quick saving. Quick save. F5, F8. While I'm at it though, I haven't even done it. I don't save yet.
Huh? Sure.
Don't remember ordering more drinks.
No, that's not how that's going down.
Thought I'd locked that thing.
The glassy-eyed gentleman before you bears the miserable expression of recently sober. He also smells like he's been pickling in a cask for a few days.
Thing is, the way doors work, right? And I realize this is complicated, is that you close them and then uninvited people stay on the other side. Try not to slam the door on your way out, yeah? My head's going to pieces.
I'm here for the rent, actually.
Oh, aye. You running Thorol's errands? Well, I haven't got his pay, and he knows it. Come back tomorrow. Better yet, tell him I'll swing by myself when I do have it.
Look, you can leave on your feet or get dragged out by your ankles. This is your decision. Galleon sneers for a moment, but something in your expression squelches his confidence in a hurry. He scratches nervously at his beard.
All right. Just keep your boots on. We're leaving. Thorol wants us out on the streets so bad, so be it.
You serious, Galleon? Where are we supposed to go?
The Almao woman glowers at you before following him out. Yeah. Come get it later on, I trust. I'll have it waiting for you. Alright guys, let's go let the innkeeper know that his room's all cleared out. We can move on with life. Yes. Run around the whole bar.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Yeah. I got that room cleared out for you, my friend.
Hey, good work. Times like these, I can't afford to keep on anyone who can't pay their tab. The second word got around, I'd have every pauper in the city on my doorstep. The room's yours if you want it. And for a job well done, here's your pay.
He sets a damp leather coin pouch on the counter. 1200 copper. I can dig it. Let's go ahead and get a good
Still
night's
kicking,
sleep.
eh?
Yeah,
What'll
I like
it
the
be?
room.
Sure thing.
Oh, skipper's stay indeed. Oh, wonderful. What is this? Would that be stealing? Yes, it would. A massive eye of the dreaded creature of the deep. Cloudy fluid stirs beneath the thick, flashing lids, gazing into the lifeless well of the eyes to stare into the abyss. Well, at least I know where a Kraken's eye is if I do need one in the future. Whatever that may be. Allow me to save the game. I do appreciate you tuning in, but I must call it a night for now. I will be on tomorrow at 7:30 Mountain Time. Again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. We'll continue our quest tomorrow and see what more this game has to offer. Super excited to see what it has. I hope you all are too. Again, thank you for tuning in.